Hi, welcome to this session on the application form filling for IPMAT by IIM Indore 2022. While the form is relatively simple, but today we'll look at what exactly a candidate needs to take care of when it comes to filling the application form for IPMAT to be conducted by IIM Indore on 2nd of July. So let's go ahead and look at the application process, how you are supposed to fill the application form, and which all documents are required to be uploaded at the time of registration and application itself. So to fill the application form for IIM Indore, you need to first go to the IIM Indore website, which is iimidr.ac.in. And over there, once you iimidr.ac.in, once you are on this website, you need to go to the IPM page. Once you click on the admissions link, you'll see the online application form for IPM 80. First, you need to register for IPM 80, but before that, a pop-up will appear. The moment you click on the registration page, a pop-up will appear, which will give you instructions not only about which fields are mandatory, but also about which are the browsers you are supposed to use so that you do not face any issues out there. So they have given recommendations about the browsers, which should be the updated ones. So if you're using Google Chrome or you are fond of Mozilla or Internet Explorer, they have given the versions which are allowed to be used over there, which will help you without any problems, which can be used. And then there are certain instructions regarding which fields are mandatory and how you should move about. So that's a very simple process. First, one should definitely read the instructions before registering for any of the examination. It is very important. So पहले instructions को read करो, उसके बाद you go ahead and fill the application form. There will also be a pop-up about the privacy notice where they talk about that whatever personal data you are submitting, for what purpose that will be used. So for example, your mobile number and email address will be used to send communications. So any communication related to the admit card or the examination, whatever it is, will be done either through your through SMS or an email, whereas your name and date of birth will be used only for the official purposes. So they have given a clear-cut idea about what about the credentials which you are submitting and how they will be used by the institutions. You need to close this tab once the pop-up appears. Once you have read this, you need to close this tab, and then will come the registration part. Before filling the application form, you have to first register for the examination. So you have to get your user ID and password by registering over here. So for registration, some basic details are required. First, you have to fill your name over here. Now, very important to understand is the name should be entered as it appeared or as it is given in your class 10th board exam results certificate. So whatever format that has been used over there, whether the surname is appearing first, whether the name is appearing first name is appearing first, whatever format was there in your class 10th certificate, how the way your name appears in your class 10th certificate is the same way you have to write your name over here. From the drop down, you are required to select your gender as the case may be. And from the category, again, you'll be required to select your category, whether you belong to general category, you belong to any particular reserved category, whether it is scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, non-creamy layer of OBC or EWS category. So you have to select it from the drop down. A person who comes under the PWD category will also have to click on the yes button over here, the radio button which is given over here for this particular question, person with disability. So if it is if it applies to you, then you must click on yes, otherwise you must click on no. Then you have to fill your date of birth over here. So be careful, select from the calendar and submit your date of birth, the email address which is required for the correspondence. You'll also have to confirm your email address. So you'll have to retype the same email address correctly to ensure that one particular email address is being given for registration and there is no error in it. So बिल्कुल ध्यान में रखते हुए Don't go for a copy paste. Type it clearly in both the tabs, email address and confirm email address. Then comes the nationality. You have to select from the drop down whether you are Indian national or other. So whatever case which applies to you. Country of residence, similarly, from the drop down, you can see India and others. So select India. Most of you would be definitely selecting India because this examination will be largely taken by Indian nationals. Now here, the moment you select India, the country code automatically 91 will appear over here. All you need to do is fill your mobile number here. So understand, no special characters allowed. It will clearly mention there. Country code automatically pops up the moment you select India. All you have to fill is your 10-digit mobile number and reconfirm. The country code will again appear and you'll have to reconfirm by typing your mobile number once again. So very simple process, and then you have to fill in the captcha which appears over here. So once you fill the captcha, you need to click on this button which is I agree. So it is about declaration by you that you have read carefully the instructions, and whatever the admission procedure through IPM 80 is, you are going to follow that, and the whatever information you have filled till now is true to the best of your knowledge. Once you click on agree button, submit, and then your registration is complete. You'll receive an SMS as well as an email, and for the same about your application details, and then you can proceed to fill the application form. You may choose to log out and come back later to fill the application form, but I would advise the form being very, very simple. You can continue doing that. So once your registration is done, it will show a page like this where you have to go on top right corner and you can see the button over here, fill the application form. So this is automatically available. You can click on this. This is very next to the logout button. And once you click on fill the application form button, then your personal details, which you filled while registering, your name, your category, your gender, those will appear over here. So just check whether all the details are correct or not, and then proceed to fill in the further details. The first requirement would be to fill in your father's or guardian's name. Then you have to you have to type in your mother's name over here. Very basic details are required. The form is very easy, not complicated. Very basic details are required. All you have to be ready with your photograph, your signature, and your class 10th result document. So these are the basic things required. The date of birth will automatically be there because you have already filled it during the registration part. Your gender will automatically be available over here. Category will be there. Nationality will already be there. Country of residence and PWD question, which was asked earlier, for same, whatever you have filled in, that will appear over here. Now, the important part is to fill in your correspondence address. There's nothing to worry about whether you are submitting your permanent address or your correspondence. What they are asking is correspondence address where you are residing right now. So that's very, very important. आप जहाँ पे रहते हो, आप वहाँ का address submit करोगे, यहाँ पे fill करोगे. So enough space is there. You have address line 1, address line 2, address line 3. Country is already mentioned over here. From the drop down, select your state of residence. So आप जिस state में रहते हो, आप drop down से वो select करो यहाँ पे वो state from the drop down, and then you'll see the various districts will appear against that state. Select those city or districts from the drop down once again. The city will be available. If the city is not available, check that carefully. I'm sure the alphabet might be used. For example, be careful about Noida and Greater Noida, somebody from the NCR I'm talking about. So you have to select from the drop down the city, the village, the town you are living in from the pop-up. You have to type the district. So आप जिस भी district में रहते हो, आप वो district का नाम यहाँ पे type करोगे, and you'll also type the pin code of your district. So you have to type the pin code. Pin code will not be there in the drop down. You'll have to type it. Email address and mobile number will be pre-filled because that you had submitted during the registration process. इसके अलावा what is required is, if you are willing, this is not compulsory, but then you can submit your alternate mobile number as well and alternate email address. Though this is not mandatory, but you can use your parents' mobile number or parents' email ID to submit over here just to be extra careful, but this is not a mandatory column. Please understand. They have clearly mentioned it is alternate, and you can see the red asterisk is not there, which means this is not mandatory. Now, next part, before you go ahead and submit your education details, the very important is that you submit your documents. So, the category documents, first of all, you'll have to submit your photograph and signature, scanned copy of the photograph and passport size photograph and signature. That is important. So, you'll click on the upload button, click here to upload. Once you click on this button, then you'll see a pop up appearing over here, and first you require to submit your photograph. Please understand, they have clearly mentioned in the instruction photograph should not be older than 6 months. So take a recent photograph, scan it, and then upload it over here. It should be against a it should be a color photograph against a white backdrop. So follow the instructions which is given over here, because you'll have to bring the same photograph during the day of the interview. So once you clear IPMAT examination and you are selected for the next stage of next stage, then you will be required to bring the same photograph. So keep sufficient copies of it, and only JPG formats are allowed to upload. So please ensure your photographs are downloaded or scanned in the JPG or JPEG format. Maximum size allowed is 80 KB for the photograph. Similarly, now once you have uploaded your photograph and it shows successful, then you have to submit your signature. आपको अपना signature upload करना है वहां पे, and then you click on the ID proof upload basically. So you have to also submit your ID proof, and you'll carry the same ID proof to the examination center. So आप अगर पैन कार्ड अपलोड कर रहे हो, if you have a PAN card, you are uploading your Aadhaar card. In most of the cases, the students will be definitely uploading the Aadhaar card. Please understand, carry the same document to the examination center, to the test center. In case of any confusion, you can also click on this button, click here to see how the documents are to be uploaded. They have given a clear-cut process how the photograph signature are to be uploaded. Once you have completed uploading your signature and photograph, then you have to upload your ID proof. ID proof, again, maximum it should be in JPG format only, and should be maximum 300 KB. Please understand, maximum 300 KB is allowed. So these are the important documents which must be uploaded. Whatever else is required, depending on the category, then you must upload the certificates accordingly. Then next, once you move next, click on save and next button, you move to the next page, which is where they are asking your academic details, which begins with your class 10th details. So from the drop down, you are required to select in which year you completed your class 10th. So for most of the students who are appearing for the board examinations in 2022, who are completing their class 12th in 2022, for them, the year applicable will be 2020. So please be careful, select appropriately from the drop down. Then you have to submit your percentage of marks. Do not make it to the nearest number. It should be as it is. So in case you have, let's say, 78.25, then here you'll fill 78 and here you'll fill 25. So that's how it should be, up to 2 decimal places. Then from the drop down, you have to select the name of your board, class 10th. So in case you appeared for your board examination through CBSE board, select Central Board of Secondary Education. If you appeared from, let's say, ICSE board, select ICSE from there, or your respective state boards. So whichever board you were enrolled in and appeared for your class 10th examination in 2020 or at any point of time, आपको वो board यहाँ drop down से select करना है. The school name is to be filled in. वो drop down में नहीं आएगा obviously. So you have to type your school name over here, and then you are required to submit the mark sheet of your class 10th. आपको अपने class 10th का mark sheet upload करना है यहाँ पे. Very very important. आपको अपने class 10th का mark sheet यहाँ पे upload करना है. Then, of course, the same process, 300 KB size allowed, and the format is only PDF. So here, instead of JPEG or JPG format, image format, यहाँ पे आपको document upload करना है, PDF upload करना है. That is very, very important. No instructions about self-attested or something like that. So simply upload your class 10 certificate in the PDF format. Okay, so that was about class 10. Then you scroll down and now you have to upload your class 12 details. your standard 12th HSC detail over here. So it will ask you a question: have you completed your standard 12th? Yes or no, as the case may be. For most of the students, they are yet to appear for the board examination, or they've just finished. Results have not been declared, so you will select no in that case. So वहाँ पे marks की requirement नहीं होगी. The column will go as blank. So once you click on no or yes, still there would be certain questions being asked. So what was your course type? Whether it was a diploma or whether it was a class 12. So class 12 applicable for most of the students, because very few students will be from the diploma category. So class 12th or equivalent, whatever name it is given, HSC or something like that, यहाँ पे आप class 12th button पे click करोगे. Then you will have to again select the board from the drop down. So whether you are from CBSC, ICSC, or any other board, up drop down says select that name of the board, and then type your institution name, your school name or junior college name, whatever it is, आपको यहाँ पे type करना पड़ेगा. So if you are from DPS, let's say you will type Delhi Public School and the location itself over here. Next is to select the stream, whether you are from science, you are from commerce, humanities, arts, whatever the case applicable to you. From the drop down, select your stream, your discipline that is available over here. All you have to click on the button and the drop down will appear. You have to select as per your stream. So which stream you are studying in right now, or which stream you have appeared your board exams with. So select that appropriately and click on save and next. The next stage is to give your preferences about the test center for IPMAT. So fortunately, they have allowed 5 test center considering the COVID situation. And in case there are not sufficient number of candidates, your next best preference can be allotted to you. Usually the norm is about 3 test centers preference, but Indore has given 5 test centers preference. So select from the drop down the cities. First city definitely will be your city in case your city is a test center. So select that. In case your city where you reside is not a test center, select the most nearest one. And appropriately, उसके बाद उससे जो थोड़ा दूर होगा, उससे जो ज्यादा दूर होगा, उस तरीके से you have to submit 5 preferences. So for example, somebody is from Delhi. So obviously they will put Delhi and will select for the next 4 options from the NCR, depending on which part of Delhi you are residing in. Maybe it could be, if you're in South Delhi, you'll definitely pick up either Faridabad or Gurgaon at the second place, or maybe third place, and then you'll select Noida, Ghaziabad. So accordingly, so you have to select the location, and best advisable is, if the city in which you are residing, pick that as the first one. If that not available, pick the most nearest one. So you have to give your preference for the 5 test centers. Click on save and next, and now you'll see your name, your gender, your category, and accordingly your application amount, the application fee which is applicable to you, which is inclusive of GST, appears over here. So for a general category student, the cost of application is 4130. So that appears over here. You need to verify your details. बहुत carefully देख लो, whatever details you have filled, they are true, they are best to your knowledge, there is no error out there. If you are satisfied, click on I agree button over here. So आप I agree button पे click करोगे, which means whatever information you have submitted, you know it is true and it is correct. So you submit, click on the I agree button, and then you fill in the captcha. So captcha, which is here for security reasons, the captcha is given over here. Before that, if you want, you can see the preview of your application form. आप अपने application form का preview देख सकते हो यहाँ पे. And once you are confirmed that all the information which I have said, my documents are correctly uploaded, fill in the captcha, and then you have to click on this declaration which mentions I agree. So declaration is very same, that you agree that all the particulars given are true to the best of your knowledge and belief, and you are fulfilling the eligibility criteria, and you will also present the original document whenever necessary, and you will also not demand any reschedule of the examination. So this is a declaration you have to make. You can't proceed unless you agree and click on this button. So you have to click on I agree, and then you are finally submitting your form. The moment you click on the submit button, you will be taken to the payment page where you will make the payment using your net banking, credit card, debit cards, or UPI facility. So submit button एक बार click कर दिया, then you are about to make the final payment. So that was about the application form filling for IIM Indore. Nothing to be worried about. Very simple, very easy form. All you have to be ready with your scanned photograph, your signature, scanned copy of the signature, your class 10th mark sheet. If you have already passed class 12th, your class 12th mark sheet, and your respective category certificates. So very easy, very simple process. I'm sure each one of you will find it very simple, and you'll have no difficulties filling the application form. Remember, the exam is scheduled on 2nd of July. The application process is already on. The last date to apply is 21st of May. Please complete your application well in time. The same application number, once you have submitted for IIM Indore IPMAT, will also be used for admissions to the IIM Ranchi as well as Nirma University, which is based at Ahmedabad. So for admissions to IIM Ranchi, for admission IPM program, for admissions to BBA plus MBA at Nirma University, the IPMAT application, IPMAT by IIM Indore, the application is useful. So please understand, please fill the application, and then if you wish, you are planning to apply for IIM Ranchi as well, or or Nirma University, the same application number will be used. So please be careful. So that was all about the application process. So very simple, very easy, nothing to be worried about. I'm sure each one of you will be easily filling the application form. So with that, we come to an end to this session, and I hope this really helps you out. So do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and of course, I wish you all the best on behalf of the Career Launcher family for all the IPM as well as all the examinations which you are set to appear for in this particular year.